biggest battle at the zoo. Next slide, please. So here's the deal. We know that there's going to be a lot of people playing social games on Windows 8 in the very near future. The problem, though, is that there's a dearth of games. There's a dearth of games today. We know that Microsoft is aggressively targeting developers, which means that they anticipate that there's a high need as well. What we also know is that there's a lot of people who like to play certain types of games. 42% of people like to play games that are puzzle games, and then 2/3 of people like to play games with each other. Next slide, please. So that's a huge opportunity. So here's Otters versus Penguins, and it's a new type of new type of game. So it's like Words with Friends plus League of Legends, a turn-based capture the flag kind of game with puzzles. So it has puzzles, head-to-head competition, and it gets to be more fun over time. The way it gets to be more fun over time is that you get additional levels, more different ways of playing, and more gameplay variability. Our target market is about 120 million people right now. It's a total addressable market. We anticipate that out of that, there's 25 million social gamers on the Windows 8 platform by the end of this year, by the end of next year. And then based on our marketing plan, we anticipate that we can capture about 0.5% of that share of the market. So contrasting Otters versus Penguins versus other games, and here's some examples here, like Words with Friends or Draw Something. It kind of comes down to maybe two major axes. We think that it comes down to people who love games with short gameplay, so they can kind of get in, take their turn, and then get back out. At the same time, though, what our customers have told us is that they also like having some high level of variability. They want to be able to play games that are kind of different over time rather than the same thing over and over again. They don't always want slot-based kind of games. And so what we did to validate the market and validate the idea was that we asked a lot of questions to our customers through a customer survey, 51 respondents. What we found was this. We basically asked around the marketing funnel. We asked about acquisition. We asked about over the three channels we can use, so App Store promos through the Windows 8 App Store, through social media marketing, and through word of mouth. We asked about initial purchase. What we found is that when we described the game to our customers, 80% of people said they'd be willing to pay 99 cents for this game in our survey. We found that also that about 15% or 60% of customers said that they'd be willing to pay about $5 a month for in-app purchases, and that we expect to have a loyalty retention rate of about 37% of people on a per month basis over 6 months. So using the business model down, please. Using the business model canvas, we were able to really kind of evaluate our business. And what we identified is that although we could make money at the very beginning on the initial purchase of the game, we realized after running the numbers that it made a lot more sense to use just in-app purchases and sell the game for free. By doing so, we get a higher word of mouth on the game, higher adoption of the game, and then we also have higher revenues through acquisition or through in-app purchases instead of through initial purchase. So our final revenue model is around $5 for in-app purchases, where you can buy, as you play the game, you buy different skins and personalization items to make the game more fun for you. We expect that our customer base, which this is what our customers have told us, is that they'll pay about 16.5% of customers who will stay in the game for about 6 months will pay us that revenue amount. And so using this information, we'll be able to model out our revenue projections. We anticipate after doing our initial marketing through social media, we expect to get about 8,000 users in the first month through our social media marketing. We have customers who have told us that they're 50% likely to take this on. We have a 16,000 person initial base to hit against, and then we expect another 8,000 users through the Windows 8 App Store in the second month, and driving ultimately to about 100,000 users by the end of next year, and about $110,000 in monthly revenue. We also have, this is all done, so the game's actually partly built. Here's a demo of it in the Windows Store.